Congratulations on starting your new year at university. And to make sure that you get the most out of this video is going to talk about the essentials getting your computer up and running. This is going to be covering system updates, antivirus, Office 365, and backups. These are all essential technologies that you must make sure are correct to avoid problems down the line. So let's talk about the first thing, which is system updates. So what is system update? And then I'm going to show you how to update your Mac or your PC to make sure you're running at the best capabilities. Now, you'll see updates happening all the time on your phone or computer, and these are fixing security flaws, they're fixing software compatibility issues, and preventing errors. So if you want your computer to be running at its peak optimum level, you just need to go through system updates. I'm now going to show you that on PC and Mac. So here I am on my Mac. So I'm going to go to the Apple icon in the top left, drop down to System Preferences, and that shall open up a dialog right here. So the software update, I can see there's a red dot, which tells me that I've now got an update available for my Mac. I can actually make this better by clicking on automatically keep my Mac up to date, enter my password with my finger, and that is really good. So all I have to do now, click update now, and I'm sorted. And here I am on my PC with Windows 10. So to update, the easiest way is just go to the search box and type update. That will bring up a whole load of options, but I'm going to say check for updates. This opens up the dialog, and you can see that it's checking right now, and it will go through and give me a list of options. I just need to accept them and go for everything. It's really, really simple, and if you follow Windows advice, you'll get all your updates you need forever. So now that we have updated our computers, we've got to think to the next level, which is antivirus. So why do we need antivirus? Thinking about PCs, thinking about Macs, and then what free software you can get to make sure your computer is protected. Now, viruses are just one form of malicious code that can get onto your computer. Other forms are ransomware, where they lock your computer drive until you give criminals vast sums of money. And there's spyware, where they steal your data, steal your passwords, and there's Trojan horses and viruses, where we are accessing your computer, email accounts, hacking things, or maybe just messing things up because they think it is funny. Now, antivirus stops this and repairs you if you get infected. It is very, very important. Now, go back 10 years ago, people would say that antivirus slowed your computer down. That's not the case anymore. Computers are so fast that the tiny amount of memory that your antivirus needs, you won't even notice it. So it is essential. Now, what about PCs? Windows 10 has antivirus built into the system. So if you're running Windows 10, you are already protected. All you've got to do is run Windows Update, as I just showed you, and everything is fine. Having said that, installing a second antivirus software, like one I'm about to show you, is always a good idea to have another layer of protection. Because if your computer gets a virus, or a Trojan horse, or a worm, or any of these codes, and you lose your work, that's it. You lose your work. There's no extra time, there's no compensation of marks, and it is a great way to fail your degree. We don't want that, so just take a few minutes and install the antivirus. Now, Macs are a slightly different issue because people think that Macs don't get viruses, and that was true 20 years ago when nobody had a Mac. Now look around you, everyone's using Macs. So 1 in 10 Macs have a virus. So if you see 10 Macs in Starbucks, one of them is probably infected with some kind of code. And then you're working with friends, you're swapping files, you're swapping USB sticks. That virus is going to travel onto your machine. So if you have a Mac, you must get antivirus. Why is this different to PC? Simple. PCs have antivirus built in, but Macs don't. So it's easier for a Mac to get a virus. So you need to have the antivirus software. Now, Loughborough University already has paid for antivirus software for you as a student. So go on this link and download it. I'm going to go and show you how that looks right now. Here I am on Google, just typing in Loughborough University Antivirus. And it is the very first hit you get, so it's really easy to find. Click on that and it takes you to the download page. The software knows what platform you're on. Is it a Mac or is it a PC? And it will give you the right link that you need. So just click on the link, download the file, open it, and it will install the software. If you have any problems, go to IT support. The email address is just here, the phone number is just there. So they'll help you through, but you're probably not going to have any problems because it is just download the file, installed on your machine, and you're away. So hopefully you've gone and followed my video, you've installed antivirus after you've updated your system, and your Mac or PC is working pretty well. We're now in a pretty safe state. There's one other thing to talk about, which is Office 365. You have almost certainly been using Office all the time you use a computer. Microsoft Office is the software we are using everywhere. So when you're writing a report, you're using Word. When you're doing a presentation, you're using PowerPoint. When you are answering emails, you're using Outlook. And in 2020, with all the online teaching, you are almost certainly going to be using Microsoft Teams to communicate. So you need Office 365. This is non-negotiable. You need this. Luckily, it's free. So I'm going to go now and show you how to get Office 365 from the Loughborough University website. Just like with antivirus, we go onto Google and type Loughborough University Office 365, and it's the first result. Click on that, and once again, it's really, really simple. So Office 2016, free, that's Office 365, and it gives you instructions on what to do. You go to the login page, enter university username and password. It'll then give you a link to download the software, download everything, install it like you normally would, and you're away. Now, if you're on Mac OS X, you just type there and you're away. So you've updated your system, you've got antivirus, you're running Office 365. The next layer of improvement is backing up your computer. This is probably the most boring section, but it is super critical. Every single year I've been a lecturer, one student has lost their computer in some way, be water spilled on it or lost in, left on a bus or something. Computers get damaged, and if you don't have backup of your file, then you can fail the course. So let's avoid that. Now, computers can get damaged in any number of ways, water dropping, theft, or a virus. So you must have your work. The best way to back up your drive, and the simplest, is using Microsoft OneDrive. Microsoft OneDrive is included in Office 365. So if you followed my previous steps about Office 365, you've already got this. You just open up the OneDrive folder, put your files inside, and you're fine. It uploads them for you. If your computer's damaged, no worries. You install OneDrive on your computer, all those files get downloaded again, and you are absolutely fine. It's what I use. The other options are better, but there are sort of additional layers. I really recommend doing it because your work is so critically important. There's two systems. One is called Time Machine if you are on a Mac, and that is built into Mac OS. I'm going to put a link with this video that shows you how to use Time Machine. Now, Windows 10 doesn't have the same level of backup as Mac because Time Machine is superb. But there's some free software, which I think you should check out, called Macrium Reflect. It is, to all intents and purposes, a copy of Mac's Time Machine, but it runs on your PC. It's free for home users, and it gives you corporate level backup. So I'm also going to give you a link to that website, take you over there, follow the steps, and if you have the physical backup onto a hard drive and you've got the OneNote backup as well, it's virtually impossible for you to lose all your files. Another note on that, if you're using Time Machine or Macrium Reflect and you've made changes to a file and they haven't gone very well and you think, could I have the version from last week? Last week's version of the coursework was much better. You can go back, recover that previous version and work on it. And this is a fantastic feature that I think all of you will really benefit from. So, in conclusion, update your system. It's so important. Get the latest update and make sure your computer is working at optimum performance. Get antivirus. Make sure there's no viruses there. Download Office 365 and then back up your computer. If you do all of those things, you're going to have a great year.